Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning viewers. In this video we are going to see about Mool Trikona, the importance of this particular place. In astrology, planets will get exalted in some position. It becomes a ruler at its own house. Similarly, in particular degree, some planets will get the power which is equivalent to the extreme power of exaltation. We call it as Mool Trikona. So we are going to discuss in this video which position if a planet is seated will get this particular power. So if a person is having a planet being seated at Mool Trikona, it is equivalent as equal as a planet is getting exalted in that house. So you will get very good positive results during the Dasa and Antardasa period of that particular planet. So if you are new to this channel, keep this channel subscribed so that you could get my videos instantly. In a native chart, if a planet is seated at a negative places, then it will not give positivity to that particular person. But if it happens to be placed at a positive houses, then we can say to an extent it will give positive results. At the same time, if the particular planet is being associated or seated at its own house, then we can say it becomes a ruler there and it gives more positivity. At the same time, if the same planet is being exalted, then we could say it gives the extreme power during that Mahadasa and Antardasa period. Now we are going to discuss about a particular position called Mool Trikona position, where the planet will get its power as equivalent as the position where it gets exalted. So for example, Mars being a ruler at his both houses, Aries and Scorpio, and it gets exalted at Capricorn and gets debilitated at Cancer. But in Aries there is a particular degree where the Mars gets its Mool Trikona position. So if a person is having a planet Mars is associated with that particular position, we could say that Mars is as equivalent as it is there in Capricorn. So it gives the extreme power. Owner of the chart can enjoy good benefits during the period Mahadasa of Mars and Antardasa of Mars. Same way, we could see the Sun being ruler at its own house, Leo. At the same house, it takes its Mool Trikona place also. In a particular chart, if a person is having Sun seated at Leo, we could say Sun being a ruler at that particular house. But in particular degree, if the Sun is being seated, then we could say it is having extreme power in its same house, Leo, as it becomes a Mool Trikona there. If you say Moon, it takes its Mool Trikona house at Taurus, where it gets exalted. Except Moon, the rest of the planets takes its Mool Trikona power at its own house, but only Moon takes its position at the house of Venus, which is Taurus. For Mercury, it takes the shape of Mool Trikona, is being a ruler there and it gets exalted. All these three takes place at the house of Virgo. So we need to watch very carefully. For Mercury being seated at Virgo, what position it is. In particular degree, it takes the power of Mool Trikona, which is equivalent to the exalted position of Mercury. So an astrologer should be very much careful in reading the horoscope. I should look all these aspects. So if you see in Venus, it takes its own house as a ruler at Libra, and at particular position it becomes a Mool Trikona, which is very positive and gives an extreme positivity to the chart owner. In case of Sagittarius, where the Jupiter being a ruler there, it takes the power of Mool Trikona only at Sagittarius and at particular position. And you can see Saturn is being responsible for both houses, Capricorn as well as Aquarius. But Saturn takes its Mool Trikona position at Aquarius. So if a person is having a Saturn at Aquarius, it gives more positivity when compared to the Capricorn. This chart indicates the positions of planets at their houses and where it takes the Mool Trikona power. Now, for example, let us take from Sun, which takes the Mool Trikona power at Leo, and mainly it takes the power at Purva Palguni Pada 3 and 4 and Uttara Palguni Pada 1. So these three padas, if Sun is seated, it is not only a ruler at Leo, it takes the Mool Trikona power, which is extreme power. It is as equivalent as saying Sun is seated at Aries. Now if you see Moon, it takes Taurus where it gets exalted, and one particular pada, that is Kritika Pada 2 alone, it takes the Mool Trikona power. For Mars, in Aries, all the four padas of Ashwini, Mars takes the Mool Trikona power. For Mercury, we could say that in Virgo, it is exalted, it is being ruler there, and if the same Mercury is seated at Hasta star Pada 1 and 2, then we could say Mercury takes the Mool Trikona power at these particular padas. So, in particular horoscope, if Mercury is a ruler at Virgo, it takes the exalted position. At the same time, if it is seated at the Hasta Pada 1 and 2, we could say Mercury will give the extreme positive results to that particular person. For Jupiter, in Sagittarius it's being a ruler, and in Mool star Pada 1, 2 and 3, it takes the Mool Trikona power also. For Saturn, it takes the Mool Trikona power at Aquarius, where in Dharmishta Pada 3 and Pada 4 and Sadabhisha Pada, all the four padas. Now for Venus, it is a ruler at Libra, and it takes the Mool Trikona power only at a particular position that we call it as Visakha Pada 3. So these are all the positions where if the particular planet is seated, it takes the extreme power and it gives good benefits to the chart owner. We need to see so many aspects. Just because if a planet is seated and gets the power of Mool Trikona, we can't again say it is very positive. We need to see how the positive planets are being associated with the negative planets, especially for Mars and Sun, as well as for Saturn. We need to see certain other aspects also.